Hello, and welcome to another edition of What's Moving in the Forex Market, brought to you by myself, Kurt Capra, and Pristine Trading. As always, keep in mind that all comments are for educational purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. And in addition, remember that Pristine has an excellent list of weekly webinars. Here are some of the webinars for this week. You can join us on any of these days. And check out www.pristine.com for our full schedule of webinars this week. And as I said, we'd love to have you join us for any and all that interest you. All right, so let's take a look at where things are at. Euro US dollar, upper left, daily chart. You can see here we've started with a gap down, given the Greece situation that has certainly impacted the charts here as we begin this week. And as I said, we're getting this gap down, but it is into this support area off to the left. And as you can see so far, we've had a strong move up into this area of what is now resistance. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at this point. Do we roll over from here, or are we able to power through this? There's going to be a lot of uncertainty given the Greece situation, and that may drive how Euro US dollar behaves. And so, there's going to be that undertone of what's going on with the Greece situation, and that could wreak havoc on any real true technical follow through that you might look for. So of course we want to play the charts, but at the same time you do want to tiptoe lightly around this, at least right now, given the uncertainty surrounding the situation. As more clarity comes to light, things will begin to clean up. But overall, Euro US dollar really just kind of going sideways here anyway. No strong trend in place, so better to just stay away from it overall. Moving on over to the right, we've got Aussie dollar, US dollar, and this pair here continues to go sideways within a downtrend. Overall, we had this very bearish move lower. We've just been consolidating sideways. So again, it's weak overall, and if we look at the weekly chart, you can see once again that we've got this much larger downtrend in place. So certainly having a bearish bias on Aussie dollar, US dollar. But overall, we need to break this support in order to get some real nice follow through lower. So that's going to be the key level, which if broken would then result in some very nice additional supply coming in. So we want to watch for that. Otherwise, it'll just continue to chop around, and ultimately, if it breaks over this area here, it could very easily make a strong move to the upside. So as I said, overall bearish bias, but we know the levels to be looking for, and ultimately what levels we need to see broken. Moving on over, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. This one continues to remain in a steady, slow downtrend, not really producing any great signals as far as patterns to enter, at least from the daily. I mean, the smaller time frames do provide opportunity, but this has just been a slow bleed, very steady. And there's really no reason that it shouldn't continue to do this until we become climactic to the downside. So just follow the trend here. Don't try and pick a bottom, because there's just no room for this to move back to the upside. And so, as I said, bearish bias until things begin to change, until either we go climactic to the downside or resistance is traded above, which neither of those two scenarios have taken place here yet. And as we look at the weekly, we spoke about this breakdown here and said how it would open the door to much more selling pressure, and sure enough, that is what has taken place. So again, bearish bias, hands down, not even thinking about going long on any level. Moving on down to the bottom right, US dollar yen. This one also gapping down a bit here, but trying to recover, and we'll see what happens. I mean, it is, as we've been discussing in the last series of videos, it's in a good area to start thinking long. It's just taking some time to really get its feet planted in the ground and move on up. So we'll let it continue to develop. Right now it's just going sideways, but it does have this overall bullish tone to it given the weekly chart, and we'll see how it all shapes up. But as you can see, the weekly's into this bullish area of support after the breakout, and we'll just see if it can hold. But right now the daily is going through a bit of sideways chopping around. So no clear bias given the daily, but like I said, overall bullish bias based on the larger time frames. Moving on over to US dollar Canadian dollar, bottom middle chart, and this one too has been going through some choppy action. We had this lower high and nice move down that was quickly reversed. We had a sharp move back to the upside above this resistance, and now it looks like US dollar Canadian dollar is going to be trying to push back up towards this 1.252728 area. That is, of course, if we can take out some of this resistance here. But if that happens, the next level is back up to this prior high. So this has been a pretty volatile pair of late. You know, the last couple weeks it's been up, it's been down. And so I don't really see that changing, but we can definitely play what the daily charts are telling us, which is, like I said, if we take out this resistance here, the next level is up into this prior pivot high. If we break lower here, if we don't hold this current level, then we'll come back down and test this pivot low. So either way, there is the potential for movement. We just need to see a break one way or the other, which is pretty much the same thing with US dollar yen. The only thing is that the larger time frame, the weekly chart, is much more bullish on dollar yen, and that's why we want to have that more bullish kind of bias and lean a bit more in the bullish camp. And then finally, pound US dollar. You can see here we've got a nice little pullback, and it's been stabilizing here. So this is one of the cleanest looking setups that we've got going on here across these pairs that we've analyzed. You got a nice pullback here after a strong move up. And the weekly chart, as you can see, and we've been talking about, it continues to power on to the upside. So this red bar last week is what produced the pullback that we just looked at on the daily chart. So it's very possible, if not likely, that we will get a complete reversal of that red candle here this week as the pound US dollar pushes back up to this prior high and through it. So over these coming days, I will be watching this pair for a long opportunity. I would not be looking to short it. So guys, that is where things sit here as we look at this upcoming week. Hope you enjoy the video, and make sure to comment if you have any questions, like and subscribe so that you can continue to see future videos as they are published. And if you have any questions, you can always email support@pristine.com. But in the meantime, as I said, we've got a great list of upcoming webinars. We'd love to have you join us. But until next time, have a great day, have a great week, stay patient, stay disciplined, and be confident. Take care.